Alright, let's do this. Hey, ladies and gents, welcome to episode 3 of our Bachelorette recap for this season. So, Nicole, did you watch the episode?
Of course I did.
Duh.
Gotta catch up to see the oldest Bachelorette in history.
Are you sure about that?
I'm actually not sure. How old is she again?
I think she said she's 27.
Oh no, wait, she's 39.
Yeah.
I'll be so happy when she goes away.
Yes, which we can get to that in a little bit, but it seems sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start where the episode started. So it picks back up at the rose ceremony. Yosef there.
Yes.
He's still mad about the dodgeball, so he's going to go confront Claire. So Yosef gets, pretty angry about it. He proceeds to tell Claire that she's classless and she's not a good example for his daughter, and he's appalled to be there.
Yes, I was really interested in this because I know we talked about this in our first episode because they've been teasing this. So I watched that particular 1 minute clip on YouTube a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And she took I could see the things that he eventually said as things to make her mad, but she did it in a way that she gaslit him so he would gaslight her.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I thought was kind of creepy, and she's going to say he gaslit her, which is true, but she gaslit him first.
Yeah, and I think and even when he was saying these things, it's not okay to bash anybody by any means.
No.
But when he was saying these things, even her face, it just, I don't know, he obviously was appalled by this whole thing, and when she's like, well, that's exactly why you weren't on that date, it didn't even seem sympathetic. It just seemed kind of I don't know, snarky.
And it's hard to gauge too, because I'm definitely not against face fillers at all, but she definitely has a lot of filler in her face.
Yeah.
So it is hard to gauge her expression.
Oh, I agree.
You can't, I just said the thing. You can't really tell how she feels. I also don't think she's a very good actor, but you can't tell what's going on with her.
No. So she then says that she would never want her father, or never want him to be a father to her kids. Mm-hmm. And he responds saying that she isn't fit to be a mother.
Yeah.
And that's kind of harsh, but harsh again for saying that to him.
Yes.
So then he's, leaving, yelling that he expected more from the oldest Bachelorette. She's almost 40, and he leaves. And, the guys kind of hear a little bit of chaos going on, so they all kind of are getting up and trying to see. But shocker, who comes to her rescue?
Was it Dale?
Oh, how did you know?
Wild guess.
Yeah, and he's just over there, hugging her, telling her it's going to be okay, and she's sobbing and yelling that the reason that she is still the oldest Bachelorette is because she didn't settle for a man like that. Okay, we get it.
Yeah.
So it's just yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy because her saying that first, and I think the whole, argument started unfolding sooner, but her saying I wouldn't want you to be the father of my kids definitely hit him because he actually has a kid right now.
Absolutely.
Saying that to somebody who doesn't have kids is definitely below the belt. But saying that to somebody who has a kid right now, it's that's actually saying you're a bad parent. Not you're too immature to have kids now, but one day, things can change. But that's actually saying you are physically right now a bad parent.
Yeah.
Which just sucks.
Well, and the thing is, we don't know Yosef, obviously, but we did creep on his Instagram a little bit, and he seems to have a lot of photos with his daughter, so he does seem involved with her. But again, social media's perception, so nobody really knows yeah.
And how many people out there probably don't have custody of their kids and have all these pictures? So,
yeah.
That's a false. But then again, how these shows are edited, we're just going with what we see.
Yeah.
So.
And he's obviously been made to be the villain, and they did a good job doing that.
Yes.
Claire's the villain in my eyes.
Yeah.
So she basically now admits that she's falling in love with Dale, which I don't know why it's new, because I feel like she said it since episode 1, but okay. So she's telling Chris that she's in love with Dale, blah, blah, blah. So she tells Chris she does not want to finish the cocktail party, and she moves right to the rose ceremony.
Yes.
And she sends home Tyler S., Blake M., and Garen. And honestly, when she sent those people home, I don't even remember her ever, like, engaging with them.
No.
So they were just, like, nobodies. So then it proceeds into one of a Bachelorette, Deanna. She comes and visits. She was the Bachelorette 12 years ago, and I actually watched her on The Bachelor, and I did watch her Bachelorette series, so I'm pretty familiar with her. But before Deanna gets there, she's sitting there on her couch journaling, and I just wanted to vomit. She's like, Dale plus Claire, Claire plus Dale. I'm like, stop it. Are you 12? Like,
that's weird.
It's weird, and it's just like, okay. So, basically, Claire's telling Deanna all about Dale. Deanna does ask about the other guys, and she literally says nothing, just Dale. And here's what I thought was weird. She goes, do you want to see Dale's pants?
That's like serial killer-ish.
Yeah. So apparently, she told Dale that she wanted a pair of his pants because he smelled so good. So apparently, he took them off and gave them to her, so she sleeps with them.
I would get a restraining order against somebody like that.
Yeah, like, I don't know. First off, pants aren't something like, okay, so like a t-shirt. Like, if you were like in high school, like you wanted like an old t-shirt and stuff.
Also the price.
Yeah.
Like a t-shirt, you can get like a Hanes t-shirt.
Yeah, that still smells like your man and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to sleep with
a t-shirt.
Pants.
Anybody's, yeah. And that's just weird. For like, we could go into a rabbit hole discussion for like 4 hours about how weird that is.
Yeah, so we'll just save you the details there. She's obsessed with smelling pants. Okay. Meanwhile, all the guys back at the house are so excited for the date. They're like pumped. And I feel awful for them because you can see on the flip side how she's smelling Dale's pants.
Yeah, that's psycho.
Yeah. So fast forward to date 1, the guys are waiting around for all day basically, and she pops in and she immediately plops herself down next to Dale, shocker, and she cancels the date and tells them that she decides that she wants to have a longer cocktail reception, and basically that's it. She feels that they can like have more engaging and conversations. So some of the guys were like, I'm kind of bummed she made us wait all day. But then the other guy, then they're like, well, we get more time with our night, and they do have more in-depth conversation, I think, when they have the cocktail reception. So they move to the date, and Dale says a speech, and he's going on about how he just wants to talk to Claire first, and they're a bond of brothers or whatever. And then before they go off on their like private time, Dale tells everyone, we need to have a big group hug. And the other guys are like, what? And he's like, come on, bring it in. Like hugging his brothers before he goes and, whatever. So he says he just wants 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes with her. He's gone for an hour.
There you go.
Yeah. So the other guys, they're like, where's Dale and Claire? It's been an hour. Everyone starts looking around, and they, Easy, he's like, I'm screw this. I'm going to find them. So he finds Claire and Dale, and then Easy's standing there, and they're acting like they just got caught, like literally with their pants off. I mean, they weren't, but that's how they're acting when Yeezy finds them, and they're giggling, whatever, like they're like 12, whatever. So they were literally just making out the entire time. I mean, Claire does make a comment saying it was hard for her to hold back, not going all the way. I mean, she might have, who knows? She probably did. But Easy's just standing there, and so Dale takes that as his exit, that he's just gonna go. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna go, and he's leaving, and she goes, where are you going? Well, Easy's standing right there wanting to have some one-on-one time with her, and she pulls Dale back to give him like a hug and a kiss, and Easy's like, oh, can I have some of those snacks? And she goes, those are dog treats. Okay, Easy. But then she has like a tiny conversation with him, and then you hear her asking the producers if she can speed the rest of the night up because she wants to hurry it along so she can go to bed. So she literally has no interest in any of these other guys. So the other guys are getting pretty on edge because they feel like she's rushing the time with everybody, and she like literally they'll sit down with her and she kind of moves to the next guy. But then Dale.
Yes.
he comes back. He said his excuse was he was roaming, just roaming. That's what he says. And ends up in Claire's house. That's weird, right?
In her La Cuenta.
Yeah. El Presidente Street.
Yeah.
So she's sitting there with Jay, and when he walks in, though, when he walks in, he kind of looked like he knew what he was doing, obviously, and he's laughing. So I kind of makes me believe that they've been seeing each other, like secretly, like
for a while.
And, like, you know, you're not supposed to go sneak into her room or the contestant's room.
Yes.
I don't buy it for a second that they're not, like, sneaking around and, like, seeing each other while, like, the cameras are off. And he says he's been roaming around. He interrupts Jay, and she basically dismisses Jay and tells Dale to come over. Which, I mean, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a weird thing. I mean, the whole, like, Bachelor or Bachelorette concept to me is just kind of an odd thing. Because you're supposed to, like, kind of take your feelings out of the situation and give everybody equal time and then make a decision, which is hard. But I think she's not even trying, first of all.
Right.
Or there's something concocted up with the producers, or, you know, I have a theory that they were seeing each other, like you said, and she's pregnant.
I mean, she might be.
But also, like, I'm thinking, like, these guys in there, like, they know what's going on. And I mean, from seeing the snippets for, like, next week's thing, they can't, I feel like they're editing out the anger that's going on right now.
Agreed.
Because they have to be more angry than they are right now, because they, you know, with everything going on with COVID, they probably are getting those things shoved up their nose every day. You know, they're not around their family, their friends, all that. And they have to be quiet right now. They probably want to flip out.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're literally, like, and, like, the one guy, Kenny, does say it. He's like, you know what? If you found Love and Dale, that's the point of this show.
Yeah.
So why are you stringing us all along? Just say it. And, like, that, and, like, he didn't say it to her. He said it to, like, the guys. But, like, I agree. Like, just end the show. Like, you're literally being, like, the worst person. Like, you're worse than Joseph.
Yeah, because they think, oh, we're going to go here today. We're going to go there today. No, you're just going to sit around the La Cuenta.
Yeah, because, like, literally that's what you're doing while she's giggling, smelling pants in her room.
That's so weird.
So,
it's so weird.
Yeah, so the guys are pretty pissed, obviously, and they're calling Dale out, and he's just kind of, like, saying that he just was roaming around and he went to the bathroom and he didn't know where he was. And Riley's like, dude, just be for real.
Yeah, like, what drugs were you on that you were saying, like, you're a grown man in your 30s, and you're like, I was just out roaming and I ended up here. Like, what goes on? Like, you're not 13.
Right. And they're all calling him out for this, and he's just still trying to whatever. And they're basically saying, like, you're not a politician. Stop trying to, like, talk like you're running for office here.
Nobody
like,
cares.
Yeah, exactly. So Claire comes back over, and there's always a rose on the date, and they're like talking heads. Some of the guys are like, well, if she doesn't give the rose to Dale, we'll know, like, maybe we're overreacting. Literally give the rose to Dale. Like, literally. So the guys were just kind of pissed. And she gives the rose to Dale because he was bold.
For roaming?
I guess so. And maybe making out with her for an hour. So Dale was like, you know, I really just put my heart and soul in the conversation. And that's what he's telling the guys, like, why he thinks he got the rose. And I'm like, heart and soul or your tongue? Because all I saw was you making out with her every scene. He was, like, feeling her up and making out with her. So heart and soul, not so much.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because there's not a lot of, they don't show a lot of depth between those two. It's a lot of, like, touchy-feely.
Exactly. Like, there's no, like, heartfelt conversations. It's literally just who can take their pants off first.
And give them to the other person to sniff them all night like a serial killer.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's weird. And, you know, the thing is, like, I get it. Like, you know, maybe you might find instant attraction with somebody like that. That's common. It happens. But on every other season of, like, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, there's always, like, 2 to 3 that the girls or guy are usually like, oh, okay, yeah, that they could be the one. It's never immediate where you can tell they literally don't like anybody else there.
And I think what really puts icing on the cake is she's, like, rude.
Yes.
You know, she's not even just like entertained. Like, the thing is too with this show is you kind of have to be a host.
Right.
She's like really a crappy host.
Yeah, I agree. I just think she's, one, not a very good actress if that's what she's trying to be in the show.
Mm-hmm.
She's not funny, and she's annoying.
Yes.
And like there was a meme I saw that it said that ABC says they were going to have less drama this season because they had an older, mature Bachelorette, and then it has like Claire like basically like, here, hold my drink.
Yeah.
Because like she's more petty than a lot of the women I've ever seen on the show.
Young ones, yeah.
Yeah. So, one-on-one date.
Yeah.
She chooses Zach J. They do a spa day. And it was actually kind of funny to watch because he said he was like ticklish and like they were doing pedicures and he couldn't like keep a straight face. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But they always cut out to like talking heads to like just get like the feedbacks and stuff. Mm-hmm. Every talking head, she said, I just wish Dale was here. I just wish Dale was here. Okay, you're on a date with another guy right now. Why do you have to keep talking about Dale?
Just shut up.
Yeah, like just say what you think about Zach J. Well, they go to the pool and they're in there and she's like, okay, let's go change and get ready for dinner. So she's leaving the pool. Well, she leans in to like kiss Zach J. And it was like this like awkwardness. And he kind of just stood there for a minute and then she pulled away. And then he's like, wait, what? And she goes, oh, so you don't want to kiss me? And then he's like, wait, no. And then he like literally like grabs her arm. But it didn't look aggressive. Like I will say, didn't look aggressive at all.
Yeah.
She made it out like he literally yanked her, pulled on her. But I will say, when she told him no, like, I'm done, like, stop, he did kind of keep coming towards her.
Yeah.
And didn't just let it go. But I think he was generally confused. Like, I was confused. Like, I feel like I have to go back and rewatch that scene because I'm just like, wait, what happened? And then she's in her room, like, sobbing with her dogs about how she felt so uncomfortable. She felt like, or what'd she say? She was freaked out and she was super uncomfortable. So we fast forward to Zach's just sitting there waiting for her to come out at dinner time, and she sends Chris Harrison in to do the dirty work. So Chris comes in, tells him Claire's not coming, and sends him home.
Oh, wow. See, the thing that's weird about that to me, and I know different things trigger people for different reasons, but it's weird that like she said, aren't you going to kiss me? Like she kind of invited.
Yeah.
And then when he did go, like she kind of, so that's what's weird to me.
Yeah.
But that's odd.
Yeah, it was really awkward. So meanwhile, back at the house, the guys are talking about how they actually think Claire and Dale have been in touch on social media during the whole pandemic and everything before the show actually aired. The more they think about it, like they're trying to put two and two together. But then a couple of the other guys were like, well, you know, I think if Zach comes back, maybe we'll have a little more perspective. And as they're having this conversation, the producers come in and take Zach's bag because he got sent home. So then they're just like, okay.
You know what's going on.
So fast forward to date 2. The guys are excited. Dale's not on the date, obviously. And they're going, she does like a bachelorette roast where they get to roast each other. Well, they have like this famous comedian on there. I don't remember her name, but apparently she's famous for roasting people. And she says, well, you can't do it without a live audience, and it's the other guy. So Dale is on the stage.
There you go.
So the other guys decide that they're going to all roast Dale. And it's pretty hilarious. Bennett went the hardest on roasting him. So it was pretty funny, but Claire gets pissed because she's mad that they're roasting Dale.
She's roasting her boyfriend.
Yeah, and she basically, before the thing, said she likes doing these things. It's all lighthearted and don't take things too personally. She took it super personally that they were roasting Dale. So she wants to talk to Bennett first, and she basically keeps bringing up Dale and saying, why did you do that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, listen, he's like, I don't want to talk about the roast. He's like, I just did that like a couple hours ago. He's like, let's talk about something else. And she's like, well, wait. She's like, so when did Dale actually say he was the front runner? And she's like, let's talk more about that. So then Bennett's just kind of like, what? So then she goes and grabs the other guys. And every person that she talks to that night, she wants to talk about the roast, talk about Dale, and talk about when he said Claire was the one. That's all she wants to talk about with these other guys, Dale. So they're pissed. They're all mad. So she ends the date, or doesn't give anybody a rose on this date. So they're all pissed because of the whole Dale situation. and she's walking away with a producer, and she says, "I hate that they're making fun of my fiance." And it's just like, what?
Whoa, well, that's telling.
Yeah. So, and then basically it ends her talking about her connection with Dale, with the producer. Like, she's just so in love with him and blah, 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 blah. So then you basically flash forward to the sneak peek from next week.
Mm-hmm. So do you think next week Tayshia's going to come in, or do you think that's just a tease?
I feel like she has to come in at this point because, honestly, another week of watching Claire basically humiliate these guys, because at this point that's what she's
annoying.
Doing. Yeah, it's not good TV anymore. It's just literally like, what are you doing? You're an asshole. Like, yeah. Literally. But I am curious, and I really want to know if they are still together to this day. Because there hasn't been much out there that proves or disproves that they are or not together. Mm-hmm. So I hope it's worth it. But however, did you watch a little bit of the clips for the sneak peek next week?
Yes.
It looks like Dale's kind of still there.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder what they're doing and what they want us to think. And, I feel like that's the reason Dale, in whatever way, is the reason she's leaving. But they might just be doing that to make it look like, she had a death in her family or something.
Possibly.
Because, maybe she did talk about her mother dying. Maybe, her mother did die.
Yeah, I don't know. But it would be funny, and I think it would be hilarious if, she left, Dale stays, and Dale
ends up with Tayshia.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Karma.
It would be funny. Honestly, I can't see her and Dale lasting in the real world. I just don't see it.
No, because that's not anything close to the real world.
No, and the thing is, when I watch him, he seems sleazy to me. He honestly I think he's there to further his career. I honestly do. I don't see him together. He has this, smirky smile. I'm not a fan of Dale's either. I'm not. I think there's other guys on the show that seem like they have more potential, and she completely just
went after this one.